Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the one, the only Mark Spencer. We're going to join special coverage from espn.com. The NBA draft is tomorrow. This is going to be a huge draft for all these young, great players coming into the National Basketball Association. Kyrie Irving, from Derek Williams to, Enes Kanter, even Kemba Walker, never mind Jimmer Fredette. These kids, Brandon Knight, all have a chance to become great. So now we're going to take a look at what the experts think about this draft coming up tomorrow night in New York City. So enjoy it. We'll see you in a bit.
Touchscreen. Doug has covered the NBA draft for ESPN Radio for the last 9 years, and this one's going to be very exciting, this draft tomorrow. Now, let's follow up on the Parker-Nash trade discussion. How does this affect the trade possibilities as well as the top 10 picks here in the draft tomorrow night?
Well, let's operate under the assumption that Cleveland goes with Kyrie Irving, as Rick Bucher's reported. Chad Ford essentially has reported, even though they've talked to some other players. Then at number 2, prevailing wisdom is it's going to be Derek Williams, regardless of who the team is. So even if Phoenix makes this move, of course, he's from Southern California, but played college basketball in Arizona. He's great in that open court transition style. So even if it's Phoenix at number 2, they'd still take a Derek Williams. And now's where it gets interesting with Utah. Do the Jazz go with a point guard with Brandon Knight? There's also discussions within their front office. Do they then go with a small forward? Probably the most ready-made prospect of the Europeans is Jan Vesely, who, of course, comes over from the Czech Republic. If they go here with Vesely, now all of a sudden at 4, it appears that Cleveland would then likely go with Enes Kanter, only because Valanciunas likely can't come over for a year. Just turned 19 years old. The Raptors at 5 would then probably go with a Brandon Knight at the point guard spot. And that leaves the Washington Wizards. And the Wizards really value both Vesely and Kanter to play alongside a guy like John Wall, but now that becomes an option for teams to trade up. And if it were the San Antonio Spurs to trade here to 6 or to 7, San Antonio is the type of team that can wait because they have a Tim Duncan and can get their big man of the future in a Valanciunas. And then, of course, the Kings are on the clock at 7.
And the Spurs, they know what they're doing when it comes to drafting European players. Keep them out there for a couple years, then bring them over. We've seen this in the history of them. And then you have the Kings there that are interesting. Now, trying to be a maker, they want to win right now.
Right.
And to make a move like that, I mean, to acquire a point guard, it changes everything right here at the bottom, right?
Yeah, it does. Because now all of a sudden, you still have on your board a guy like Kemba Walker. You have Jimmer Fredette. Most people think that Kemba Walker would then possibly end up in Detroit. And then at 9, the Bobcats need scoring at the wing. They need a 2-guard, and the best 2-guard prospect, and I don't believe it's close. The conversation's always been between Alec Burks, who's kind of a Johnny-come-lately, with a Klay Thompson, who scored lots of points, also a late developer, but a far more refined shooting prospect.
Now, we have ESPN access here with Klay Thompson. What makes him so special as that 2-guard that you think he stands out among the rest?
Well, I think there's several things. At Washington State, they ran a lot of pro sets for him. This is a typical pro set. You hit the high post, the point guard comes and scissor cuts with you and sets a screen. What makes him special is his ability to come off screens, have deep range, great balance, and look at how far back he is. That's an NBA pro three-point shot. Catch up, incredible balance, perfect release, a quick release. He shoots it high, and it's the same every time. Alec Burks is a better ball handler, probably a better passer because he grew up as a point guard and then grew late in his high school years. Klay Thompson, though, is a better pure shooting 2-guard. He fits more of the NBA 2-guard mold. He already knows how to come off screens. He has a quick enough release, and you can tell by that ESPN access tape, he has the range to take his game to the next level.
Oh, that was cool, y'all. And that was really cool. Sorry about that, y'all. Having some technical difficulties right now. But I gotta admit, the NBA draft is tomorrow. There could be some blockbuster deals. There could be some teams trading up. You look at San Antonio, there's rumors, even Phoenix. I've been even hearing rumors that even Minnesota, they might be looking to trade their picks, so to maybe get the number 1 pick or maybe trade down into the draft and get some experienced players. I've been talking Marcin Gortat from Phoenix, for that number 2 pick. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. Even to hear Steve Nash's name, Tony Parker's name, I mean, I don't believe it. I believe it when I see it. So we'll see what happens, folks. The NBA is getting more interesting. I got some news on the NBA lockout negotiations. They are making some progress. The NFL looks like they might get a deal done in the next few weeks, so it's good news for all the football fans out there. But for the NBA, it's going to maybe take a couple months, maybe get a deal done. But it's looking kind of optimistic. I think the owners are going to kind of cave into the players. Even though the owners want some major changes, they'll probably get some major changes, but I think still the players might get what they want. So we'll see what happens. In the end, it's for the fans. The fans want to see basketball in the fall. I want to see basketball in the fall. I want to see football, NFL in the fall too. I'm going to watch CFL, of course. I want to do a shout out to the CFL. Starts next week, their season. So I can't wait, man. Football's back. I mean, for all the fans out there that love the National Football League, the Canadian Football League, I mean, football in general, it's always good. And then people that love basketball around the world, Euro basketball, NBA basketball, it's always good. So it's always good to be able to do these broadcasts, folks. And a special thanks to ESPN for getting a little bit of footage. Might not look the best, folks, but I mean, I give all of them the credit, you know, the Disney, to the worldwide leader in sports, ESPN, and to the experts there too. So for all their coverage, you got to go to www.espn.com. That's where you get your knowledge in the USA, even here in Canada. So long, everyone. This is the one, the only, Mark Spencer, saying bye-bye for NBA Preview 2011. Tomorrow's the draft. I can't wait. I'll be back for a review of the draft tomorrow night. And I'll probably do an NHL draft too today. So take care, everybody, and have a good Wednesday. Bye-bye.